Have you ever been in a situation where things weren't clear? And you wonder, how do you solve it? Yes, it's Thursday. It's another thankful Thursday. Health, strength, and your ability to create wealth. What are you thankful for? This Thursday, I'm thankful for clarity. Yes, clarity. When you hear the word clarity, I know a few synonyms pop into mind. Clear, transparent, purity. All of these things go inside your head and you're trying to figure out clarity of what. And that's just it. I'm thankful because that word clarity helps with bringing things to the forefront and helping you to deal with things even much more effective and even being efficient with how you deal with situations. A lot of times we put things in a perspective and it's not clear, or we make assumptions about a lot of things. We use a lot of vague words like we want to be better at this, or things aren't going as good, or we would like to accomplish vague things, and there's no clarity as to what's the end goal. It's just vague. So my question to you is, how do you know when you reach it? How do you know when just enough weight is enough for you to be in a healthy state? How do you know when you have, quote unquote, just enough money for you to be happy? How do you know that you're spending enough time with your mate or building enough relationships for yourself? How do you know? And here's my point with all of this and why I'm thankful for clarity. Clarity allows us to be able to structure and actually first define what it is that we want to accomplish, what is the end goal, and then we can put strategies and techniques in place to help us to achieve those things. But also we can evaluate where we are when the vision is clear, or the goal is clear, or the end goal is clear through clarity, and then we can assess it. And when it's completed, we could check it off. Similarly, going to the grocery store and you didn't create a list. The minute you walk inside, you're picking up stuff that you don't need. It's unclear as to what you come. You know you come to the grocery store for something, but you're not clear about what items that it is a priority for you to get. It's similar in life. Clarity. When there's a problem, I suggest that you start from a point of trying to define clearly what the problem is. If you were, first thing you would say is, where am I and what is the problem? And one of the tools that you can use to help with clarity is writing down the problem. Few people even use pen and paper anymore, and you have our cell phones for everything and the laptops, and some of us even use voice recorders to transcribe what we say. But guess what? However you want to do it, what I suggest you do is communicate, be able to communicate the problem clearly. All right? If you cannot communicate it clearly, people or other people are going to have a problem helping you to solve the problem. And most times, if you can't communicate the problem clearly to yourself, you yourself is going to have a hard time trying to solve and complete and come to a conclusion of that problem. So the first thing we need to do is clearly define it. Give it clarity. What are we trying to accomplish? All right? And once we're able to do that, it helps with putting those strategies in place. When we look at finances, people say, oh, when I get $10,000 or a month, or when I get $100,000 a year, I'm going to be in a better financial situation. And most times when we analyze and assess their financial situation, they're probably wasting the money that they thought that they need to achieve. A lot of us don't have money problems. We have management problems. And because we don't have a clear budget, we don't have a clear indication of where our money goes, we can't see where we need to cut out some things or where we need to put in some things to help us with actually keeping more of the money that we make. And it's the same thing when it comes to our weight goals. It's the same thing with relationships and everything. Because things are not clear, it lacks clarity, we have an issue with trying to get the end goal. As you start to communicate, and you start to communicate first with yourself, and you're writing these things out, I want to give you some tips. First thing you should do is these things, when writing, is they say the 4 W's and the 1 H. What, when, where, why, and how. We have to establish these things. And once you're able to get these things in place, you can now start to make determinations on a lot of things as to what measures you should put in place to solve for. What things you can do to actually get the desired results that you want. Until we're able to communicate and bring clarity to a situation, 9 out of 10 times we're going to find ourselves in a situation where things get very hard to actually solve. Clarity. That's what I'm thankful for. Yes, it's been another Thankful Thursday. Health, strength, your ability to create wealth. Have you figured out what you're thankful for yet? Remember, you can have the life you want. It's just up to you to create it.